Friday's incident started with a simple complaint that someone was blocking a drive-through. As seen on their body cam footage, police wake up Rayshard Brooks and ask him to move his car.
What's up, man? You just have a long day or something? What's up?
All right, just take a deep breath in.
Brooks explains to the police he was celebrating his daughter's birthday that night.
Stop. Very good.
But he's over the legal limit of blood alcohol content to drive, and they attempt to arrest him.
Here, put your hands on your butt.
At this point he struggles and eventually gets hold of one officer's taser. As he runs away, he turns around and is shot 3 times. A few hours later, he dies in hospital.
Right, so after you saw the people gathered on the freeway, there was a much larger group who directed everyone back to the Wendy's on the ground level. Of course, that is where this incident happened last night. And so a very large group started walking down the street, down University Avenue, toward that Wendy's. And there were maybe 2 or 3 individuals that began throwing objects at the Wendy's windows and broke the glass. And a couple of them went inside. And I saw another person trying to set fire to one of the umbrellas on the patio area outside the Wendy's. Our photojournalist, our producer, and I we were trying to get video of what was happening. And there were protesters very angry that we were recording this and tried to block our cameras, to block both our photojournalist's camera and to block my cell phone from taking video. And at that point, they got aggressive, and our CNN camera was broken.
It happened early this morning. We're told at around 9:40 a.m. in the morning. It was on a training mission, according to the 48th Fighter Wing, which is its home squadron based at RAF Lakenheath in Suffolk, which is a US Air Force base. It is an F-15C Eagle. The F-15C, the C variant, means it's a single-seater, so it would have had just the one pilot on board. It was on what Lakenheath describes as a routine training mission, and the sort of things that it could have been doing potentially is air-to-air combat drills, because it is an air-to-air fighter rather than a bomber. And the Coast Guard, Her Majesty's Coast Guard, not the military, are coordinating the response.
Russia sentenced former US Marine Paul Whelan to 16 years in jail on Monday. He was found guilty of spying for the United States. Whelan has been in custody since he was detained by Russian authorities in a Moscow hotel room in December 2018. Moscow said the 50-year-old was caught with a computer flash drive holding classified information. Whelan pleaded not guilty and said he was set up in a sting. He claimed the drive was given to him by a Russian acquaintance, and he thought it contained holiday photos. Russian prosecutors accused Whelan of being at least a ranking US military intelligence colonel. US diplomats called Whelan's trial unfair and warned the sentencing would harm relations between the two countries.
A court in the Philippines has convicted a prominent journalist of the crime of cyber libel. Maria Ressa now faces up to 6 years in prison. Watchdogs have called the case a serious erosion of press freedom under President Rodrigo Duterte.
Award-winning journalist Maria Ressa arriving in court in Manila to learn her fate. The verdict: guilty of cyber libel for a 2012 article her website Rappler published linking a businessman to human trafficking and drug smuggling. Ressa once worked for CNN and holds dual U.S.-Philippine citizenship. She says she's been devastated by the verdict, which she sees as a part of a government campaign against her and her publication.
A young Blue Mountains filmmaker is tonight at the mercy of Nepalese authorities after being caught up in protests in the country's capital. Kalani Garkon was filming a demonstration about the COVID-19 outbreak when he was suddenly arrested. His mother telling 9 News she's terrified for her son.
During the coronavirus crisis, Kalani Garkon has been helping to feed the needy in Nepal.
I'm very grateful to have the chance to spend my time in lockdown like this.
The 24-year-old Katoomba man is also a filmmaker, and it's his camera which has landed him in trouble. On Saturday, hundreds of people took to Kathmandu streets to protest the Nepalese government's handling of COVID-19. Kalani's mother, Alexandra, says he was simply a bystander taking photos when he was arrested alongside 6 other foreigners.
North Korea again had some strong words for South Korea over the weekend. North Korea has threatened military action against South Korea should the South carry out what the North calls further provocative acts. In a statement released Saturday, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's powerful sister Kim Yo-jong said she feels it's, quote, high time to break with South Korean authorities and vowed to take the next step of retaliation. Following the latest warning, South Korea's presidential office convened an emergency security meeting Sunday. Seoul's Unification Ministry expressed concern over the latest North Korean threat, adding that the two Koreas should uphold all inter-Korean agreements. The Defense Ministry said it's maintaining a staunch readiness posture to respond to any contingencies. With the latest escalation in tensions, South Korea has decided to scale down ceremonies marking the 20th year of the June 15th Joint Declaration.
Now, US President Donald Trump marked his 74th birthday on Sunday as protests continue to rage across the United States. Trump was seen returning to the White House for his birthday from West Point in New York, where he was attending the graduation ceremony at the West Point Military Academy. Meanwhile, Trump-Tiller boat parades are being held across the country this weekend in honor of President's birthday. Hundreds of boaters took part in the celebration on Lake Hartwell in South Carolina.
At least 19 fatalities and 172 injuries have been reported due to a gas tanker explosion on a highway in China. The tanker transporting liquefied natural gas, or LNG, exploded on a highway exit ramp in Wenling. Images on social media showed debris and plumes of smoke engulfing the area and causing heavy damage to buildings nearby. Over 2,600 rescue workers have been deployed to the site, and efforts are still underway to recover any survivors. According to the report, there was a second blast when the truck fell onto a workshop near the expressway after the first explosion. China has been trying to raise safety standards in the gas and chemical industries after deadly explosions at a number of plants in the recent years.
In mere minutes, Calgary being pummeled with extreme weather. Environment Canada warning of a dangerous thunderstorm moving through the region, possibly producing up to tennis ball-sized hail. The hail damaging homes and smashing out vehicle windows.
Oh, those cars are moving.
The northeast corner of Calgary being hit the hardest.
Oh my God!
This was a scene on Deerfoot Trail. Semi-trucks and vehicles stranded in a pool of water. Traffic at a standstill. Calgary police reported lots of flooding. Many roads were blocked off and even manhole covers being blown off. Police say luckily no one was seriously injured. It was a similar scene on Memorial Drive and pretty much throughout parts of the city. Drivers knee deep in water